When it gets very real, like on Sunday's episode where you get a call from Scott and it sounds almost suicidal. What are you feeling in that moment where you're taping and it's really happening and you're thinking, "Oh my gosh, this could be a real thing."
Well, that's, again, people say to me constantly, I think they've stopped saying it more recently in the recent seasons, but people used to say, oh, do you guys use scripts? And no, we don't. We don't know what's going to happen in a day. And that's the perfect example of starting out. I was in the kitchen having conversations with my kids, and suddenly all hell breaks loose. And you just go with it. Those were our true feelings and things that happen, and it's just happening
Raw
so
emotion.
fast, and it is raw emotion. And it's not just the emotion, but the decision making, that you sometimes have to make a split decision and make a big, important, you have to be the voice of reason, or you have to tell someone how to conduct themselves.
And that's got to be scary because the cameras are rolling and you're thinking, gosh, I'm trying to make a real life decision, but I also can be judged by the world for how I'm doing it.
You don't even think about that.
Oh,
You
that
don't even
goes out the
we
window.
don't, after they start filming, for 5 minutes, that goes out the window
Wow.
anyway. So I just don't ever worry about cameras. I just think that you can't make, I couldn't run a business like that, or I couldn't raise my kids like that, or I couldn't. So for us, it comes easy.
I know
Thank God.
Yeah, thank goodness.
But yeah, no, you don't worry about, and I think that's
You're
why
just
we
living
do.
life.
Yeah, that's why we do capture so many raw moments, is because we don't, really pay attention to that part. But if something, especially if it's something very dramatic like that, or something happening that, you really need to be
Well,
present.
I know you've said Scott is like a son to you.
Yeah.
Where is the relationship now? Because I know, there's been a lot of ins and outs. Is he still in the tribe? Is he just,
Yeah.
now we keep him at a distance?
Scott will always be part of our family, and we love him very, very much. And he's the father of my grandchildren. And he and I were together a couple days ago having, a great time. And he's doing well, and he'll always be a part of our family. And yeah, Scott's good right now. I don't have a crystal ball, so I don't know
Sure.
where a relationship is going to end up. So I don't try to even comment on that, or I get my head handed to me. I let them, they'll figure it out.
Right. Speaking of figuring it out, how is the road to recovery for Rob going? Because it is a road to recovery. I know that he's faced now with diabetes and the
Yes.
realness of that. And has he hit a rock bottom yet?
Well, I think with Rob, it's it's something that was going on in his body, and he didn't really know what was happening, and it was quite serious.
Yeah.
So when he finally ended up in the hospital, and we were able to diagnose him with what was going on, that was almost a relief, because then he can take all the steps. It's one thing to say, oh, I'm going to get on the healthy path, but then you really need to get on the
When you're
healthy
forced
path.
to,
Yeah,
right.
it was like a godsend. So it's all good.
I know Chloe's talked a lot about how working out has been her, her inner
Yes.
strength. That's where she
Yes.
finds her happy place.
Yeah.
Do you think that will rub off on Rob at all? Because they have such a close relationship.
Yeah, well, Rob has been to that happy place before in his life, where he's been on a great path and been, he was the, great athlete in school, and then after that, has had such great success with his eating and training and all that. And he takes great pride in all of that. And I think that's when he got just to a bad place. It was harder on him because he's hard on himself.
Right.
He's such a perfectionist.
Yes.
That to find yourself in a situation where it's like, I have to do this. And it's a big challenge for him now to turn all that around, but he can, and that's the good news.
Right.
Is he can turn it around and be in a much healthier place.